Hi, everybody. I'm Ross Treelevin, and this is another Sprague Spotlight interview. Today, I'm joined by.
Lance Gray. I'm the Oregon/California Regional Manager.
So, Oregon/California Regional Manager. What offices then do you manage?
Currently Portland, Eugene, Medford, Bakersfield, and Los Angeles.
Okay. And then there's obviously this week there's been some interesting changes and lots of news going out there. So how does the realignment work after the first of the year?
Well, we're gonna move Portland to become part of the Puget Sound team. Made a lot of sense to us to do that because looking at our regional entomologist, um, Ashley Roden being up in Seattle, is able to help Portland a whole lot better and be able to get there quicker. Response time will be a lot quicker. I think is a better
Hmm.
description. And if you look at what we're going to do further south, between Reno and Las Vegas connecting with us and with the existing branches I had, it makes a lot more sense to us in the long run. We have an entomologist, Bobby Orr, lives in Fresno, right in the heart of everything that we do as a group. I think it's a great fit for us. And also, um, my team has been really good at figuring out new business opportunities and to help us grow. And, we look at Nevada as a huge growth opportunity, the Sacramento area, which is right in the middle of the area we don't do right now. We don't currently have a tech there, but there's a lot of opportunity. So our job will be to sew it together, if you will, bring it all together and fill in the gaps. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Have you worked in Nevada before? I know that's now part of your territory.
Nope. This will be the first foray. I look at it though, and in a lot of ways, it's not unlike Central Oregon, high desert type country. A lot of the same pest pressures. It's hotter. Reno is going to be different. Reno will be more like Central Oregon. And obviously Vegas is just a hotter version of Mecca and thermal and areas out in the Salton Sea area that we already do work in. So there's a lot of common themes of what we do that'll translate between the branches. And, it'll be fun to get Rob and his team engaged with, Sandy in LA and John in Bakersfield, Francis in Medford, and Sean in Eugene. That they're a pretty close knit bunch. And, it'll be a lot of fun to get them all working together, get them on the same page and help each other. So there's a lot of connection out there too in the marketplace. So it should be a really good time.
Well, when did your journey with Sprague start?
Oh gosh, let's see. I want to say first week of June in 2009.
Wow.
Yeah. So 11 and a half years.
Wow. Okay. So when you first started, what was your role?
Oh, I started out doing just being a route manager. I did that for, I don't know, year and a half or so. And, you know, got an opportunity. We had our first operations manager role in Eugene come up, and Mike Malloy, who was the manager at the time, and Jeff Miller just said, "Hey, you really ought to apply and do this." So I was like, "All right, I'll do it." So it was a big area at the time too. We covered everywhere from just south of Salem, Oregon, all the way down to the California border,
Wow.
and put a lot of miles on it. 50, 60,000 miles is pretty easy to do because it was a huge footprint. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and we get along life's road out to May of 2013, and Mike, who was our branch manager, passed away unexpectedly over Memorial Day weekend, and um, I kind of had to step in to fill a void there, and took over as the Eugene branch manager as an interim role for a month or two, and then I was promoted to that role, and we kind of took it from there and ran with the ball as best we could. Had some great support. Mary Jo, who's BAC in Eugene, was amazing. She was great help to me, and the core group of folks in the office too. There was a ton of support. So that was a good experience. I mean, looking back at it, certainly had some challenges at the time. Somebody passing away unexpectedly, and figuring that out. And how do you keep culture together? How do you get people together? And then how do you make it your own at some point? There were certainly some challenges there. But we managed to take off from there and start to grow the office faster. Um, and then as we move forward down life's road a few years, we figured out how to grow enough to open an office in Medford that spun out of Eugene just from growing the team growing it. And Francis Clark, he'd been my operations manager, and we opened an office. And next thing you know, he's promoted to branch manager to start his own office, and um, wasn't long after that, and we promoted Sean Candelaria to be the Eugene manager to take my role. And it's been a lot of fun. It's never a dull moment, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
One of the things your teams, whether you were an operations manager or branch manager in Eugene or a district or regional manager, one of the things your teams have always been known for is growth. How do you get things to grow so well? What is your secret?
Hmm. uh, I A lot of people ask me that question, and I kind of laugh about it. But and to me, it's a couple of simple things. It's be nimble, so adapt to what's going on. When your clients are talking to you, listen to what they're telling you. Look around and see what is out there. What are the ways we could solve something that maybe somebody's already came up with? You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Keep things simple. But the most important thing is respond to your clients and respond to opportunities. When people call you, get back to them. They'll remember it, and the market will reward you for it, and they'll recognize it too. So, to me, it's fairly simple. And the other intangible thing is you got to find great people who are like-minded in how they see things. And I don't mean that from a lockstep way. I mean, they look and they see opportunities and things and ways to help people. And if you get a like-minded group of people who see the world that way, good things will happen.
Well, Lance, you are not an Oregon native, if I remember. How'd you get to
Nope.
Oregon?
Wow. So I was born in 1971. Yeah, I'll be 50 this coming year. Um,
Woo!
yeah, I was born in 1971 in Louisiana, out in the Delta, little town about 30 miles from Vicksburg, Mississippi, on the Louisiana side, at a little Catholic hospital. I got a twin brother, and we were born there. I spent most of my childhood growing up in Louisiana on soybean and cotton farm. And when I got to be about, I guess I was just turned 16 or was gonna be 16, my mom and my stepdad lived here in Oregon, and I decided I'd make the move and come out here to finish up high school and live with them. I'd never been here, and they convinced me to come out for the summer for vacation, and one thing leads to another, and I got here. I was like, I really like this place. Not everything doesn't want to bite me here like it did there. The humidity wasn't bad, right? It was a nice place to be. People were nice, and there was four seasons, not just hot and hotter. You so got here, finished up high school, and I've been in the middle of the Willamette Valley the rest, for the last 33 years, I guess.
Wow, what a journey to go from Louisiana to Oregon. I mean, the they are nowhere like each other.
No, not even close. It's there's things I guess the thing I miss there. I've got family who lives back there. Some of my cousins I grew up with and things like that. But if you don't go in the winter time, it's it's so damn hot. I don't know why I would want to be there. To be perfectly candid, um, I guess the one thing that I miss is the food, because the food is amazing. Uh, but beauty of it is my mom, lives with me and my wife Kim here, and she brought some of that cuisine with her from her mom and dad in New Orleans area and growing up. So makes it kind of fun. So you can bring a taste of it here to the house when you want to.
That's awesome. What career advice would you have for people who are just joining Sprague?
Um, Boy, I would say number one thing, you can make whatever you want out of your job. And I think in a lot of ways you can make your own path. You can be creative and challenge. If you see an opportunity out there, take a chance, try something. Um, you know, I've saw a lot of folks here who have came in with brilliant ideas, and they came in with it. And as an organization, we're really responsive to that. We love to listen. We love to learn. So if you want to learn and you want to make something of yourself, you can reach your potential if you choose to. So don't be shy. Get out there and jump in with both feet, and you know, live your dream.
Well, you certainly did, because obviously where you started and where you are today, very different. And it took 11 years. Well, it didn't take 11 years. You've been doing it for a while, but I mean, you've been able to check off most boxes and levels at the organization.
Yeah, you know, I guess the thing I think about too about that is, remember, whatever you're doing every day. You know, I know Jeff Miller said this before, and people have probably heard this, and if you haven't, you will if you talk to him. You just have to remember you're always on stage. You're always auditioning for everything you do in life, and so your actions and how you carry yourself matters. Um, I think you I think um, you can be very committed to an organization and believe in what you're doing. Um, but at the same time, you need to point things out that we can do better at the same time. Um, the best ideas come from the field. And I think as an organization, if you can embrace that, you can see it, um, it makes you better, it makes you stronger. Um, but as a looking at it, you kind of move the progression of things too. Sometimes happens because you help the organization grow. So growth is always an opportunity for people to do more. And you look around, a lot of our ops managers and branch managers, almost all of them started out as a route manager. I mean, literally almost everybody has.
Hmm.
And they
Yep.
learned about the business, they helped the business grow, which created more branches. I mean, I started and I think we
Hmm.
had 7 branches, and now we have 15, soon to be 16, next thing you know. And but that opened up doors for lots of people. So I think you can have a hand in it and you can make your path, and there's proof in it, and the people all over this organization prove that is a fact, and it happens every day.
What's the next 11 years look like for you?
Oh boy. Hopefully I keep most of my hair. I hate wearing a hat when I burn my head.
You and me
That's
both, my friend.
Yeah, that'd be the first thing, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you look, and I look out at life and I go, okay, what does it look like when I turn 60? You know, um, I plan to work another 20, you know, I mean, I'm good health. So I figure if I can get out to about 70, 69, 70, I'll probably pull the plug on her somewhere in there. But I love what I do. And I've told my wife, as long as I'm healthy, I plan to work. I said, I love working. As she said, you would drive me crazy if you were around the house all day. I mean, she just keeps it real.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I think the next 11 years, I could certainly see us as an organization. Um, I want us to be, when people look on the national market in the United States, I want them to look at anything west of Denver and go, if you're going to do commercial pest control, there's the guys you want to either work for or do business with. And not because we are the biggest, but because we're the best at what we do. And I think if we can do that, then that's something you can be proud of at the end of the day. And everything else that happens is what it is. I don't really worry much about what your role is. It's like, just make the biggest impact you can at whatever you're doing and do it the best you can. And if you help the organization to be successful, everything else flows from there.
That's awesome, Lance. I look forward to being on that journey with you. And thank you for joining me today on this Spotlight Series interview. I really appreciate your time.
You bet. Thanks, Ross.